Welcome back to Hail for one last hurrah. Before looking at the day's highlights, this is the Hail Museum, located in the historic centre of the city, owned by Mr. Khalid bin Hamoud Al Matrod. He and his family have lived here for generations. Built more than 70 years ago, this private museum is a celebration of local heritage, housing artefacts such as clothes, tools and weapons. Now back to sporting matters, this is what awaits on stage 2. At 180 kilometres, it'll be the shortest outing of the week. So on to the final day in the bikes and the quads.
Morning.
The last big training session, 180 kilometres to go. More tracks today, I think. It's been a really complete event. I'm delighted with my experience here. Well, no wonder Adrian van Beveren was delighted. The Frenchman completing a clean sweep at Baja. A perfect 4 wins out of 4 for the Yamaha factory rider. Simply untouchable in the bikes. He did get lost at one point today, citing an error in the road book. But no matter, he still took victory. Van Beveren warming up very nicely for the Dakar Rally. I got a bit lost, but I'd rather do that here than in 3 weeks' time on the Dakar. I'm more than ready. Now, aside from Van Beveren, the big winner today was Michel Algenheim. The Saudi set off in 4th position, but he managed to close the gap on the men ahead of him. Quad rider Riyad Al-Shamari, as well as his fellow biker Anas Al-Ruayani. Algenheim playing a brilliant tactical game as he took 2nd place overall behind Van Beveren. It's been a superb experience. The rally was fantastic. It's excellent training for the Dakar, and it's really helped to boost my confidence before next month. There were plenty of differences between Bajas 1 and 2, lots of variation in the terrain, but they were both rapid and technical. Al-Ruayani had to settle for 3rd place overall then, but he's surely been the revelation of this Baja Hail. The Saudi doing a very solid job throughout the event, and he got to the end without suffering too much fatigue. He was 3rd today, behind Algenheim, but ahead of Poland's rising star, Konrad Dabrowski. Victory in the quads went to Abdelmajid Akulaifi. The Riyadh native finished 2nd overall at the first Baja behind Riyad Al-Shamari, but this time the roles were reversed. Akulaifi 5th on the day and beating his fellow Saudi Al-Shamari by just 2 minutes overall. Van Beveren almost an hour clear then, Algenheim pipping Al-Ruayani by just 10 seconds. Meet the latest member of the Yamaha family, a prototype lightweight vehicle that's been developed in association with X-Raid.
The main thing what we changed is the chassis. So it's a completely new chassis with a new roll cage. The engine moved a bit forward, so your weight distribution is different. On the normal side-by-side, everything or most of it is at the rear. Suspension itself is a Riga suspension at the moment. The shock absorbers are more upright, which gives you a different feeling in the car. It's not moving that much in the corners as a standard one.
2 of these YXZ1000R models have been in action at Baja Hail 2, and they'll also be lining up on the Dakar.
Every single kilometer was a surprise for me. I think that it reacts more like a buggy, more like a car than a side-by-side or the stock side-by-side that I used to race with.
My first feeling is that the suspension is optimized more for the low grip, which you get when you drive in the dune-like nature. So there you need the car to be very soft and compliant. The engine is a 3-cylinder and has no turbo, so you have to rev the engine all the time, around 8 to 10,000 to have the maximum power.
This is the logical step that we have to move forward and to have a vehicle ready to rally with a reasonable price.
Driven for the very first time during shakedown, these prototypes have since enjoyed a baptism of fire on Baja Hail. A World Cup title at stake perhaps, but no stress for Nasser Al-Attiyah and Mathieu Baumel this morning.
There is only one option. We need to catch Carlos if we want to win, so
Yes.
no option. We need to push.
Always nice to see the spirit of Rally Raid on show before getting down to the serious business of racing. Here's Yazid Al-Raji, the 5-time winner of Baja Hail. Now the Saudi hasn't quite been able to match the pace of Al-Attiyah or the 2 mini buggies this week, but he still remains a fierce competitor. Al-Raji really putting that Toyota Hilux through its paces. He was 3rd today and came in 4th overall. Stefan Peter-Hansel is a master at staying out of trouble. A clean run today for the Frenchman to come 2nd and finish on the podium. Well, yesterday's stage winner Carlos Sainz said it's always easier coming from behind and following the tracks. Not so straightforward though when you have to open the piste. The Spanish legend losing a few minutes today as he came in 4th on the stage, just missing out on victory at Baja Hail 2. Well, this morning's coffee clearly did Nasser Al-Attiyah no harm. And after coming 2nd behind Sainz yesterday, the Qatari came roaring back in this final stage. Well, no question that this duo will be very hard to beat on the upcoming Dakar. Al-Attiyah and Baumel completing a sensational hat-trick. They took the stage win, overall victory at Baja Hail 2 to go with their overall victory at Baja Hail 1 and the FIA World Cup crown. Well, that at least was what they thought when they crossed the finish line. We won the 2 Bajas and managed to secure the World Cup title. I'd like to really thank the Saudi Federation as well as Prince Khalid bin Sultan. I also thank all the race officials and I hope to see everybody back here again next year. Thank you. A twist in the tail though. Several hours after the race, Al-Attiyah was handed a 2-minute penalty for speeding, handing victory at Baja Hail 2 to Carlos Sainz. That also meant that the World Cup crown ended up going to Vladimir Vasiliev. It wasn't all bad news for the Al-Attiyah family though. Nasser's younger brother Khalifa secured victory in the T4 class. A great effort before his Dakar debut. We managed to get into 1st position today. I'm really happy that we made it here to the finish line safe and sound. It's a great achievement, and now I look forward to getting back to action at the Dakar. Well, so much for a dramatic day in the FIA class, but what about the nationals? Al-Mashna Al-Shamari getting underway here. He had 2.5 minutes to make up on the overnight leader, Salah Al-Abdul Ali. Well, Al-Shamari seeking back-to-back victories at Baja Hayal, but he just fell short. Second on the day and second overall. Now here's a reminder that in Rally Raid, trouble is never far away. Came in here, went like this, and that was game over. No such drama for Munif Al-Shamari. He was around 6 minutes off the pace yesterday, so today that car 601 really went for it. Al-Shamari fastest on the day in his Nissan Patrol. Just cruising over those dunes. A brilliant stage win, enough to earn the Saudi driver a spot on the podium. Today was excellent. The competition was intense, the other drivers did a great job, but so did our car. Everything went really well for us, and I hope that we've managed to gain 1 or 2 positions. Thank you to everyone. Overall victory though at Baja 2 went to Salah Al-Abdul Ali. Yesterday's stage winner keeping things very tight in his Hummer. An absolute unit of a vehicle. Third place on the day was enough to secure the Nationals crown. We were first to the finish line today, and I'm really happy to have at least got through the stage. The competition was tough. We had to be extremely focused. We were pushing hard, driving very, very fast, so concentration was vital. Luckily, we managed to find all of the waypoints along the way, and hopefully we'll have secured first place. Thanks very much, everyone. Well, secure it they did by 1 minute and 46 seconds. The top 5 rounded out by Swedish star Mattias Ekström in that prototype Yamaha. Thanks for joining us for Baja Hayal, and bye for now.